Little man out there, you don't have to worry. Farmers, you don't have to worry anymore. People, you don't have to worry about your land anymore. And out someone taking it. And I'm about to show you something, folks. There's a man out there looking out for you. And I'm about to show you.
Proud American patriot, and now John Rich is taking up the mantle as a public servant. A longtime supporter of President Trump, Rich is now advocating for American landowners as the White House's special envoy. He's lining up behind farmers and property owners to fight back against what he says are threats to their land, their livelihoods, and America's national security. We sat down to discuss his new mission. John Rich, you, I guess, were not busy enough. You wanted to take a little more onto your plate, and you are now the special envoy for American landowners. Tell me how this came to fruition and what that really means.
Well, about a year ago, the TVA, the Tennessee Valley Authority, and this was the Biden's administration's TVA, had this huge green energy plant, methane gas plant. It was going to destroy about 400 houses, 6,000 acres of farmland, a school district, and the main water supply of a county just outside this window over here. And I thought, yeah, that's not going to happen. And so on behalf of those landowners, I went out and started to wage an actual war against the TVA. And after about 4 months, they abandoned that project. Well, that got the attention of Secretary Rollins and of the president. So he created this job, Special Envoy for American Landowners. And my job is to go around the United States and listen to landowners, no matter how big or small they may be, and especially if it's wind, solar, or any Biden-era projects that are egregiously affecting their land, trying to use eminent domain on their land, shoving them around. Owning land is a basic tenet of what it means to be an American citizen. It's why the original people came over, because they weren't allowed to own land where they lived, so they came here so they could own land. So it is quite an honor and a privilege to be able to fight for them.
You know, you talked about what you did last year. It feels like that was the moment, maybe, John, that you realized that landowners did need a voice out there. They needed somebody to stick up for them. Is that kind of the moment that it all changed for you?
Well, the second greatest commandment in the Bible is love thy neighbor as thyself. So this is not my land, and I don't know these people personally, but they're my neighbors. They're my fellow Americans. I don't even care if they're left, right, middle, or don't vote at all. If they're an American landowner, I have something in common with them. And so I look at it at a really high level that this is an opportunity to go out and defend the defenseless, to go out and save people's land, not only their land, but land that's been in their family sometimes over a century. Just so happens that I'm not an elected politician. I don't receive money from the federal government. I'm a high school graduate with a real bad attitude towards people that like to shove American landowners around. And this position I've been given is going to allow me to fully exhaust that potential. When I see people, again, that are being traumatized, brutalized, shoved around by entities that they can't fight, now we got somebody that can fight for them. And I say go to usda.gov/lawfare. I'll say that twice so everybody watching this interview. If your land is under threat, usda.gov/lawfare. You fill out a report. We look at these reports daily. And every week we go through them and decide which ones are we going to go after next.
Well, you came out real hot. You went really hard in on what you found out was going on up in upstate New York, and you called Kathy Hochul out pretty immediately. Tell me about that situation, how you found out about it, and what's going on in New York.
Okay, so there's a phrase called prime farmland, prime dirt in the United States. The USDA defines prime farmland by a science-backed mathematical equation, meaning this is the finest soil in America. It's got the exact right combinations to grow crops the best of all the dirt. It's to be protected and preserved. Well, Kathy Hochul didn't like the USDA's math around what's prime farmland because all of upstate New York basically would qualify as prime farmland. So she decided, you know what, I need my own numbers. That allows her to reach out to foreign countries, mainly Canada and Spain at this point, and let them come in with what? Chinese-made solar panels, come in on American prime farmland, according to the USDA, not her, and then ransack all these farmers. Now, amongst these farmers are Amish and Mennonites, family farms, pre-Revolutionary War land. I'm talking like some of the most incredible farmland that exists in the entire United States. So a letter was just sent this past week with Secretary Rollins, with Administrator Zeldin, and then my name is also on it. And this is to Governor Kathy Hochul. And in that letter, over 30 questions from USDA and EPA that they have to answer. They have been able to operate in the shadows. The only reason I even know that this situation was going on was a young female farmer in her late 20s in upstate New York posting on X, of all places. And now we have letters being sent to governors. I think it could be a national security issue. I really do.
John, as you would expect, the crazy haters out there, the people with Trump derangement syndrome, are saying, well, wait a minute, John Rich is a country singer. What does he know about anything to do in the federal government? How is he qualified for this job?
I'm an American citizen, and I have the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I've had that since the day I was born, and I'll have it till I die. And when I look at people who are being shoved around and their land being infringed upon, and foreign countries allowed to come in and put other foreign countries' solar panels and wind farms all over their land, that is what it means to be an American. You know, that's what it means to love thy neighbor as thyself, to serve your community.
Has there been a position like this prior to you being appointed?
No, ma'am, there hasn't.
This is a new position.
This is a brand new thing, and I hope it remains constant even after someday I'm not doing it. I want to do it for as long as I can be effective. But I will say that Secretary Rollins really has been the champion here on a lot of this. You know, she set up a complete framework, a freedom framework for farmers and ranchers. The left and the Democrats are systematically trying to knock out the family farm and replace it with things that don't provide food security. And Secretary Rollins she's a champ. She is a tough character. And she really does love the farmers and really does love the ranchers. I get to hear her talk when nobody else is listening. I know where her heart is, and it's an honor to stand beside her.
I have farmers in my own family who have felt John for so long like they would never have this kind of help. So I think it'll probably be a relief to a lot of people to know that this position exists, to know they have somebody looking out for them. Just to change gears, this is a very special year, America's 250th birthday, and a recent post of yours actually got a lot of attention. You say that there are a few things that you've taught your sons. There's no such thing as my truth or your truth, only Jesus, you say. America offers you everything and owes you nothing. Exhaust your potential and defend the weak. And it really made me think about how lucky we are to live in this country, to have the freedoms we do, and to be able to celebrate John, America's 250th birthday right now. How are you reflecting on that moment, and what would be your message out there to all Americans?
I reflect on the 250th as all the American bodies that are buried all over this planet who fought to get us to the 250th. My family members, your family members, people with our last names who we've never met. That's how far back it goes. And then I think about the ones out there right now who fresh-faced 19, 20-year-olds who are volunteering to serve in the United States military, willing to do whatever it takes to get us to 350 and 450. And we are so blessed to have people like that who continue to do those jobs. That's why it's incumbent upon people like me who don't serve in the military to find a way to serve your fellow American. Find another way to serve. Every American should find a way to serve one way or the other. For me, this is going to be the way I do it, which is helping American landowners. And I'll end with one last thing. Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, Oregon, we're coming for you next because we got cases going on all over the United States. So landowners, if somebody is trying to force you off your land right now, do not let them have it. You understand me?
Amen.
Do not let them have it. The cavalry's coming. We're here to back you up.
Amen.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.
Amen.